Hey everybody, Mr. Traveler here, and thank you so much for tuning in today. Uh, Guys, today I want to talk to you about a wonderful process that we personally took part in, and I want to share the information with you to maybe help you expedite your future travel plans. So we'll get to that as we talk about renewing your passport online right after this. All right, thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. First of all, if we can help you book that dream vacation, please reach out to us at www.mr-traveler.com, or we can be reached at 877-697-4470. Be sure to join us on Facebook at Mr. Traveler Cruise Lovers Group, and you can see us at Mr. Traveler 74 on Instagram. All right, guys, so passport days. We got ours hot and fresh off blocks here. Really, brand new passports, no stamps in them. I like that it's got a hard card in there compared to the one that we had before. It's got this hard laminated card inside there, so really good quality passports there, ready to fill the stamps up. So anyway, guys, I wanted to talk to you about the process that we went through to do the online renewal of the passports. It was, for the most part, pretty easy. We'll talk about a couple of little hiccups that we had with it. And let's talk about if you're eligible or not. So you can go right on travel.state.gov, or you can actually type in renew my passport online. Just make sure you go to the travel.state.gov link because there are other companies out there that'll try to get your business to do this when you can just do it yourself for just the cost of the passport itself. Speaking of the passport itself, to do the renewal, to do your passport book is $130. A passport card is $30. To do both is $160. But remember, guys, you really want to get the passport book. That's the biggest bang for your buck, so you can really travel internationally, do what you need to do. So anyway, you go on travel.state.gov, and on there you can go to the renew passport section, and there'll be a link to there. So you have to start off by creating a MyTravelGov account on their site. So you're going to put in pertinent information, including your current passport information. Now, some of the things that you have to have in order to be eligible for this, because they're gonna run you through the checklist to see if you're eligible to renew this online. But I think for the most part, most people are. So if you've had your passport between 9 and 15 years, right? It can't be over 15 years old or 15 years since you've had a passport. You're potentially eligible to renew. It has to be in good shape. You have to be living in the US, you have to have it with you. That's really the main things that you need on there. And I want you to keep in mind, guys, this is a limited time thing that they're doing with online renewals. It may turn into a full-time thing with the passport renewals. So you have to go on there and see what's available at the time that you're looking to do it. But I think it's probably something that they're going to come out with full-time. As most businesses are integrating into online purchases and things like that. So once you have your travel.gov account created, you start going through the process of doing your regular passport renewal application. You're just doing it electronically. So the same form that you would fill out that you get from your city hall or your post office, wherever you get your passport information, you're just going to do that electronically on there. Now, let me tell you the part where we had a little bit of a hiccup. The little bit of the hiccup comes with actually doing the photos. Because you're doing this online, it's not like you can run down to CVS and put on, well, you know what, actually now that I think about it, you probably could, right, go to CVS, get your passport photos, but you want to get the electronic version so you can have them on your computer. So that would be an option for you now that I think about that. But we were doing ours during I don't remember when exactly we were doing it, but we didn't want to get out and go to CVS and do all that stuff, right? We were just going to do it ourselves. So we found a off-white wall, and we took our pictures. I mean, so that was the hardest thing, right? You have to get from the neck up. Couldn't have like the earrings and glasses. You know, you have to be very plain, no smiling. You have to keep, you know, just a kind of a blank expression on your face as you're taking this photo. But it can't be any shadows, and your face has to be very distinguishable on the picture. So that was the hardest part, right? So Elle's picture, I got up there pretty easily. It wasn't too bad. Mine, it took me quite a bit of time to get it up there, and they give you a limited amount of times to try to upload that picture. So you want to make sure that you get it good. So you want to make sure you want a nice bright white background. It can't have shadows. So I would suggest doing it during the daytime. Have a light on you, something on there just so that you're nice and well lit. And make sure you follow their protocols online for taking the picture. So then you can take that picture and upload it, and it's going to let you know whether or not the picture is acceptable. It'll reject it or accept it. And that for us was the most tricky part for this whole process. That took me a little bit of time to get it. I got mine on the last try, and it finally did accept it. So now let's talk about the time frame. For us, we renewed on November 30th, and we got our passport back on January the 20th. So about 7 weeks, roughly 7 weeks processing time for everything. When you first create the account and submit the application, they're going to send you an email that you put on file. They're going to send you an email saying your application has been received, and you know, here's a link to check the status of it, which we never did, by the way. We just kind of trusted the process. But at some time during the middle of December, getting closer to Christmas, we got another email that said, we are currently processing your application. And then we got it in the mail about 3 weeks after that. So it was a pretty quick process on there. But I really enjoyed it. So you're then responsible for destroying your original passports. So I absolutely love the process of doing it. Highly recommend it, guys, if you want to give it a shot, if it's your time. Another one of the stipulations for the passport, though, is that if you're not traveling internationally within 6 months of the passport renewal. So we had to hurry up and do ours because we have our med trip coming up later on in the year. So we had to hurry up and get that piece done, which we did get it done in time. But it was a super easy process aside from the little photo snafu. But again, like I said, you could technically go to Walgreens or CVS, have them take that professional passport photo and get the digital copy of it. And then that may be an easier option for you. But if you're like us, you know, feel like going out, follow those tips that we gave you for trying to take a photo of yourself. Just make sure it's a good white wall behind you. So yeah, that is about it. It was a great process. I really, you know, for the renewal, I didn't feel like going down somewhere to do the renewal. Renewing it by mail is also another option. You know, you got to cross your fingers that your renewal doesn't get you know, messed up in the mail in the process, and make sure that it gets down there. I guess you could pay for you know, an expedited mailing, like a priority mail or express mail or something, to make sure that it gets there. But this online process was just so easy, and it was so user friendly outside of that picture part. And we really did this for our convenience, but I also wanted to share it with you guys out there to let you know exactly how the process worked, how long it took, what the costs were associated with it. They do still have expedited means of doing your passport, which you can opt for. They do move that back to 3 or 4 weeks, 3 to 4 or 5 weeks for the expedited. For those of you who are in emergency situations, this has happened to some of our clients before. You can actually go to a passport office. We just had somebody that this happened to that ordered a passport and it did not arrive in time. So they had to go down to the Miami office, had to make an appointment, go down to the Miami office, and present themselves and their their copies of their applications and everything, took it with them, and got an emergency passport on site. So that is an option, but you make sure you have to call and they go through the process with you. That's just not something that you can just up and do. It has to really be an emergency situation. Otherwise, you're going to pay for the expedited portion of that if you need a passport a little bit more quickly. So anyway, guys, I hope this information was helpful to you. And if you tried it and you liked it, you got any questions about it, drop them down below and we'll get back to you soon. And I want to thank you so much for watching, guys. Remember, life's short. Have fun. See the world. Bye, guys.